Hello everyone, and today I will be doing a little tutorial on how you can also breed a perfect temtem, which means all SVs are perfect or maxed out or 50. So breeding these guys is pretty difficult, time consuming, all trial and error based, and expensive as well. In this video, I will be showcasing how you can breed these guys, what you will be needing, and how much each step is going to cost you. So, there are going to be 5 generations which you will have to breed. If you are lucky enough, you will get a male and a female whenever you require, and the perfect type whenever you require, and the perfect fertility whenever you require, but that is just the luckiest you could get. If that happens, you will not be spending a lot, but otherwise it's going to take a lot. I will be calculating all the minimum expenses in every generation. As I said before, there are going to be 5 generations, and at the end of the video I will be showing the minimum expenses that you will be spending if you're very, let me reiterate that, very lucky. So yeah, without any further ado, let's jump right into the first generation. Okay, so generation 1. As with everything else, this is the first generation, which is going to be the least expensive and the easiest. You would go through the whole process. In this generation, all you will be doing is hunting down 7 temtems of the same species, which have 1 SV perfect each. So the 7 temtems that you will be breeding, not breeding, you will be catching are, right, so for starters you want to catch is perfect HP temtem, perfect stamina temtem, perfect speed temtem, perfect attack temtem, perfect defense temtem, perfect special attack temtem, and finally you'll need to catch a perfect special defense temtem. Overall, it is pretty easy. You can find these guys anywhere you want, like in the wild. Just it's going to take a bit of your time to and patience to be able to catch every single one for every single stat there is, but it is going to pay off really good at the end. So yeah, that's all you need for generation 1. The total cost for generation 1 is obviously going to come down to 0 Panthers, because you will not be spending any. And now moving on to generation 2. Generation 2. This is the generation where things start to get a bit difficult and a bit time consuming and most of all expensive. In this generation, before you start this generation, you would want to have all the temtems you got in generation 1 plus a basic knowledge of the DNAs. To buy the DNA, you can just go to the right side in the breeder's place. In the left side there is the person who you would talk in order to breed, and in the right side there is the person you want to meet in order to buy the DNA. There are 11 DNAs in the shop, but we will not be using the engineered DNA. The DNAs which only transfer 1 trait, 1 SV, are generally 1000 pansons, and the DNAs which can transfer more than 1, I mean just which can transfer 2, cost 5000 pansons, and the ones which are going to transfer the trait are going to cost 10,000 pansons. So yeah, let's start generation 2. So let's begin with generation 2. You are going to breed 2 temtems, one with perfect HP stat, which you are going to pair with the one with perfect stamina stat, and you are going to give the vitality DNA strand to the HP one and the endurance DNA strand to the stamina one, and put them together. You should hopefully get a one with perfect HP and perfect stamina if all goes well. In my case, these are my breed rejects. I have already sold the ones I bred. So it's been a while since I had bred the perfect gun keys. I bred 5 and fertility ran out of the guys, so I decided to sell them. In these case, all of them are breed rejects, which means either they are both females, or they do not have fertility, or they are just plain useless. So yeah, that's the first step of generation 1. So moving on to the second step, where you are going to breed the ones with perfect attack and special attack. At first, we're going to take the Temtem with best stat and the one with the perfect special attack. You are going to give the gracious DNA stand to the attack one and the gifted DNA strand to the special attacker. Put them together and you should hopefully get a Temtem with perfect attack and special attack stat. Again, the same thing what I said before applies here as well. You might not get it the first time, you might get both the HP one and stamina one, and this one both female, both might be male, the one might not have fertility. Anyway, at the total cost till this point you are going to have 4,000 tanzans. Now the last step of generation 1 is where you are going to breed the ones with the perfect defense and special defense SVs. So for that, you would first want to take your Temtem with perfect defense stat and the perfect special defense. And to the defense one, you're going to give the hardening DNA strand, and to the special defense, you are going to give the dominant DNA strand. Put them together, you should hopefully get a Temtem with perfect defense and special defense. I'm not going to reiterate myself. The same case which I said before, the before 2 steps is also going to apply here. There might be rejects, so yeah, you need to take care of that as well. So yeah, that is the end of generation 2, and that's the end of generation 2. If you are super lucky, if you are the luckiest person who's ever watched my videos, until this step you would have only spent 6,000 chances if everything is going according to plan and everything is going right. So now moving on to generation 3. So now with generation 3, this is where it gets really expensive. I'm not even bluffing, it gets super expensive even for the minimum amount. Even if you're super lucky at this step, after this step it's very expensive. So yeah, in this step, to begin with, you will need the 3 you bred in generation 2, the ones with perfect HP and perfect stamina, perfect attack and perfect special attack, perfect defense and perfect special defense. And in this generation you are going to breed all those 3 with the speed one. So to begin with generation 3, in the first step, what you are going to do is take a Temtem with perfect HP and stamina stat and the one with perfect speed stat. Give Vigor DNA strand to the one with HP and stamina, and Leaf DNA to the speed one. And putting them together, you should get a Temtem with 3 perfect stats, HP, stamina, and speed. If everything goes well, I'm not going to reiterate myself. The same thing I said at the end of generation 2 applies here as well. So now moving on to step 2 of generation 3. So now, beginning with step 2 of generation 3, what you are going to do in this step is similar to step 1. But in this step, you are going to take is the Temtem with perfect attack and special attack, and the Temtem with perfect speed, the same as before. Give the mighty DNA strand to the attack and special attack one, and leaf DNA as same as before to the speed one. Putting them together, you should hopefully get a Temtem with perfect speed, attack, and special attack SPs if everything goes well. The same thing I said before applies here as well. So yeah, now moving on to step 3 of generation 3. Now starting off with step 3 of generation 3, it's very similar to the previous 2 steps, but in this step you're going to take the one with perfect defense and special defense and the one with perfect speed. We're going to give immunity DNA strand to the defense and special defense one, and lead DNA strand to the speed one. Putting them together, if all goes well, you should be able to get a Temtem with perfect speed stat, defense stat, and special defense stat. What I said before applies here as well. So yeah, that is the end of generation 3. And if you are the luckiest person, the total amount you would have spent till now is only 18,000 pensions. But that is if you are very lucky, which I believe no one is. I was definitely not the luckiest person in this case. So yeah, now that's the end of generation 3. Now moving on to generation 4. Yeah, so now starting with generation 4, this is, I do believe, the most expensive generation. At the end you will see the minimum cost for this generation, but in this generation all you're going to do is only 2. Well, I do believe this is not expensive. I do believe generation 3 is the most expensive. Anywho, in this generation what you will be doing is breeding the ones from the past generation. Uh, Alright, in this generation you are going to have to take one of the common one and breed it with both from the past generation. You would have 3, you take one and breed that single one with both of the other ones. So for now, let's start with generation 4. So beginning with generation 4, step 1 you will have to do is take your Temtem with perfect HP, stamina and speed and breed it with the one with speed, attack and defense. Give the Vigor DNA to the one with HP, stamina and speed, and Mighty DNA strand to the one with speed, attack and special attack. Now you would be able to get a Temtem with 5 perfect stats, leaving 2 of the stats behind, which are defense and special defense. Now, moving on to step 2 of generation 4, you are going to take your Temtem with HP, speed and stamina, the same as previous, and breed it with the one with perfect defense, special defense and speed. You will want to give the Vigor DNA strand to the one with HP and stamina, and you would want to give the immunity DNA strand to the one with perfect defense and special defense. If you put them together, you should get a Temtem with 5 perfect stats, leaving 2 stats behind, which would be attack and special attack, which we have covered in the step 1 of this generation. Now that is the end of this generation, and if you are very lucky, you would have only spent 20,000 pensions this generation, not including the generations before this. And now moving on to the last generation, which is generation number 5. In this generation you are going to breed only one time. You are going to breed the outcomes of the generation 4, which are the one with all 5 stats except for defense and special defense, and the other one with all 5 stats except for attack and special attack. This is going to be a very cheap generation. You're not going to have to spend a lot in this generation. So now moving on to the one and only step of generation 5. So yeah, in this step you are going to be the one with all stats except for defense and special defense, and the other one with all stats except for attack and special attack. You are going to give the Mighty DNA strand to the one with all attack and special attack, and immunity DNA strand to the one with defense and special defense. If all goes well, you will now have a Temtem which is going to be perfect in all possible way except for the trade. If you want to keep mind of the trade, you can use the engineering DNA strand, which is gonna cost well about 10k. I did not do that. I ended up with photanophobia on my first go, so I had to do again. All these rejects probably have photanophobia. So yeah, that is how you can breed a perfect Temtem. All the steps, and if you did all the steps correctly, then you should have a perfect Temtem by the end of generation 5. So that marks the end of generation 5. In generation 5, all you would have spent is minimum of 10,000. Now adding up all the total amount of pensions that you would have spent, the minimum adds up to be a whopping 54,000 pensions. That is if you are very lucky. So I mean, if you keep on failing, I reached well above 200,000, but I kept on doing is selling the rejects for some money, exchanging the rejects on the Discord server. I kept on gaining money. I did a few money tricks like freeing up generate, capturing generate, high level, freeing up generate, selling temtems, which there is a video which will come out in the future about best tips and tricks of how you can earn money the fastest way in Temtem. So yeah, that marks the end of this video. And to prove that I was not bluffing, here is a video of me hatching a perfect Gunky. Uh, this was probably the most recent Gunky I hatched. It had no fertility, it was a female, and it also had botanophobia, so I decided to sell it on the Discord server for 25k. You could do that, but as I said before, there is a video coming out in the recent future where I will be making a guide on how you can earn money the fastest way in Temtem. So now enjoy the footage of me hatching a perfect Gunky.
Alright, finally it is hatching. The perfect SV Gunky. Alright, let's see it live. There it goes. And there we have it. We got a new Temtem Gunky. Let us quickly check its stat. It is perfect in every way except for the trait, which is botanophobia. We're gonna keep it. It's got perfect SVs. Let me quickly check it. It's a female, seems like. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that is how you can breed a perfect SV.
So guys, that is about it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, please do leave a like. If this helped you, it might even help your friends who are playing Temtem. Please do consider sharing with them. If you want to see more of these contents, I'm going to be making how to make money quickly on Temtem guide really soon, as well as how to complete the Tempedia really quickly guide as well, which is also coming to this channel like next week. So yeah, again, thanks all for watching. If you like this, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, please do consider subscribing. And as always guys, thanks for watching and have a great day.